We have to. We have no choice. I mean, other people can say reshoring. What do I reshore to Singapore? I'm making chips for the world. And if I make all the chips here, first of all, I need the components and all the supporting industries which I don't have. Secondly, if I make 1 million chips a month, who's going to use them in Singapore? It doesn't make sense. And if I'm going to reshore and feed myself, well, I need have resilience requirements, and we have an ambition to say 30 by 30. 30% of the nutrition is generated in Singapore by 2030. Maybe I can make 30 by 30, but if you want 100 by 30, what am I going to eat? I'll be back to planting ubi kayu. Tapioca, which is what people did during the war. So it's not possible. So we have to be out there promoting freer trade, promoting cooperation, willingness to be interdependent, willingness to develop the networks of trade and investment and trust and finance to work together. We used to do it on a multilateral scale. At WTO, we were very active. WTO negotiations have 100 plus countries, now nearly 200. And you can't really discuss with all 100 plus participating in a conversation, so you form groups, and one of the key groups used to be called the Green Room when I was Trade Minister long ago. And the Green Room had maybe 20, 30 countries. There was no particular reason Singapore would have been entitled to be there, but because our representatives were active and we pushed, and people found us valuable to help the conversation, so we were able to be there and participate in the Green Room discussions and shape, or at least help to shape the outcomes of the discussions. WTO is now paralyzed because various countries really are doing that. Many countries are all doing their own thing. Everybody pays lip service, and then they honor it in the default. And that's very sad. We have to work in other forums, and they are smaller forums, but we will work them. We have the TPP, we were very active. And in the end, we nearly got it all the way there to the finish line. Then the Americans couldn't participate, opted out, but the Japanese, under Prime Minister Abe, rallied the rest of us, and 11 countries got it over. We got the CPTPP. It's a great achievement. Remember, that started as a P4, which Singapore was part of, because the P4 was Singapore, New Zealand, Chile, Brunei. And we started this little FTA, very little or relatively little trade between us, and so far away on different corners of the world. But we had a dream. One day others will join in and it'll grow into something substantial. And that was a nucleus around which eventually CPTPP came. So there are things like that which we can do. We are doing that in new fields. For example, the e-economy. You're talking about data, you're talking about e-commerce, you're talking about rules for data storage, for sharing information, governance, data security. And so you need a new age kind of agreement. And we've got we concluded digital economy agreements. We have one with Britain, we have one with Australia. We have a multilateral one, which we call the DEPA, Digital Economy Partnership Agreement, with New Zealand, with Chile, 3 of us. And there's a queue to come in, and 1 or 2 countries which are quite advanced in their queue and will be joining soon. So I think we have to keep on being active, smaller scale platforms, but to us, these are all the more important.